Stop, do not spend that dollar. If I told you you could be holding a life-changing fortune in the palm of your hand. Welcome to Legacy Coins USA, where we hunt for the legendary ghosts of the mint that turn everyday people into overnight millionaires. From the mythical 1972 Type 2 high-relief to the $1,000,000, no S, Bicentennial miracles, we are exposing the secrets the banks don't want you to know. If you've got a jar of old Eisenhower dollars, you might be sitting on a billionaire's treasure chest. Stick around, because the next coin we reveal could be the one that changes your life forever. Get ready. First up, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar and the dual-dated 1776-1976 Bicentennial dollar are not just relics of the past. They are potential keys to a massive financial windfall for the lucky few who know what to look for. While millions were struck for general commerce, a handful of specific varieties escaped the mint, with unique characteristics that elevate them from mere pocket change to museum-quality treasures. The sheer scale of these coins, the last large-sized base metal dollars ever issued for circulation, makes them a favorite for collectors, but it is the microscopic differences in the design of the earth and the lettering that dictate whether a coin is worth $1 or 100,000. One of the most legendary rarities in modern numismatics is the 1972 Type 2 Eisenhower dollar. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this variety occurred when a high-relief reverse die, originally intended only for proof coins, was mistakenly used for a limited run of business strike circulation coins. To the untrained eye, it looks like any other Ike dollar, but a close inspection of the earth on the reverse reveals the truth. On the Type 2, the islands below Florida are almost non-existent, appearing only as faint, incused lines in the water, and the North American continent seems to fade away at the top. Because this mistake was corrected quickly, only an estimated 100,000 were made, and finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition can lead to a payday exceeding $15,000 at elite auctions. The story of the Bicentennial dollar, produced in 1975 and 1976 to celebrate America's 200th birthday, is equally gripping. These coins are instantly recognizable by the dual-date 1776-1976 on the obverse and the majestic Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon on the reverse. However, within this series lies a holy grail known as the 1976 No S proof. This is a coin that was struck at the San Francisco Mint but accidentally omitted the S mint mark. Currently, only one such specimen is known to exist, and its value is estimated in the high 6 to 7 figures. It is the ultimate ghost of the series, a coin that should not exist, yet does, representing a literal fortune hidden in a simple metal disc. Beyond the No S mystery, the Bicentennial dollars are divided into two distinct lettering styles, Type 1 and Type 2. The Type 1 variety features thick, blocky and somewhat crude lettering on the reverse, while the Type 2 utilized a more refined, elegant and thin font. While both are common in average condition, the market for gem versions, coins graded MS66 or higher, is explosive. Collectors will pay thousands of dollars for a Type 1 Bicentennial dollar that retains its original mint luster without a single scratch, as the heavy weight of these coins meant they often sustained bag marks during transport, making perfect specimens nearly impossible to find. Error hunters also keep a sharp eye out for planchet mistakes, which can turn a standard 1972 or 1976 dollar into a high-value oddity. Some of the most valuable errors involve coins struck on the wrong metal, such as 40% silver planchets intended for collector sets that were accidentally fed into the machines for circulation strikes. A 1972 dollar that weighs more than usual and lacks the copper-colored stripe on the edge could be a secret silver treasure worth thousands. Similarly, coins with dramatic, clipped planchets, where a piece of the metal is missing, or off-center strikes, where the design is shifted to one side, command massive premiums from specialists who crave the unique and the bizarre. The condition of these coins is the ultimate arbiter of wealth. In the world of professional grading, the difference between a grade of MS65 and MS66 can be the difference between a $100 value and a $5,000 value. Because these dollars were large and clunky, they were easily damaged in pockets and cash registers. If you find a 1972 or 1976 dollar that looks as though it was minted yesterday, with a mirror-like finish or a smooth, satiny glow, you must handle it with extreme care. Touching the surface with your fingers can leave oils that eventually corrode the metal, destroying the very perfection that gives the coin its million-dollar potential. The 1972 Type 1 and Type 3 varieties are often overlooked but hold their own secrets. The Type 1 is identified by its low relief and 3 distinct islands below Florida, while the Type 3 features a highly detailed earth with a crescent-shaped cuba. While these are more common than the Type 2, they serve as the perfect training ground for anyone looking to enter the high-stakes world of coin hunting. Many billionaire stories in the coin world start with a collector finding a rare variety in a bulk jar of coins bought for face value. The hunt for these specific details is what separates a casual observer from a true seeker of fortune. Ultimately, the allure of the Bicentennial and 1972 Eisenhower dollars lies in their accessibility. Unlike ancient gold coins locked away in vaults, these dollars are still sitting in old jars, desk drawers, and inherited collections all across America. They represent a period of transition in U.S. history and a rare moment where minting errors created a playground for wealth. Every time you come across a large Liberty dollar, you are holding a piece of history that could quite literally change your life. Do not spend them, do not clean them, and above all, do not underestimate them, because the next coin you find could be the one worth millions, so stay tuned for next coin. Coin number 2. The year 1974 represents a high-water mark for the Eisenhower dollar series, a time when the United States Mint was inadvertently creating modern legends through microscopic errors and material mix-ups. While the common copper-nickel-clad dollars of this year are frequently found in junk drawers, a secret elite class of 1974 dollars exists that could theoretically reset a person's financial future forever. These are the coins that collectors call sleepers, treasures hiding in plain sight, because the difference between a $1 coin and a $100,000 asset is often hidden in the metal composition or the invisible hand of a minting mistake. One of the most heart-stopping rarities of 1974 is the legendary Denver Mint silver transition error. In 1974, the Denver Mint was only supposed to strike coins on base metal copper-nickel planchets, while the San Francisco Mint handled the 40% silver collector editions. However, a small handful of silver planchets intended for San Francisco were accidentally diverted to Denver and struck with the D Mint mark. Only about 25 to 30 of these silver ikes are known to exist from the Denver facility, and they are essentially the unicorns of the series. If you find a 1974 D dollar that feels slightly heavier or lacks the copper stripe on the edge, you could be holding a coin that commands tens of thousands of dollars at high-end auctions. The allure of the no mint mark, 1974 dollar from Philadelphia, is often misunderstood by the public, but for the serious numismatist, it is a game of absolute perfection. While millions were struck, the survival rate of coins in gem condition, meaning they are virtually flawless without a single scratch or bag mark, is incredibly low. A standard 1974 Philadelphia dollar graded at MS-67 or MS-68 by professional services can skyrocket in value from its face worth to over $10,000. This is because these massive coins were tossed into heavy canvas bags at the mint, causing them to beat against each other and create chatter on the surfaces, making a truly pristine specimen a statistical miracle. Beyond the standard strikes, the 1974 S-proof and uncirculated silver issues are where the big money often hides for those who understand the deep cameo effect. These coins were minted with specially polished dies to create a mirror-like field and a frosted white appearance on the portrait of Eisenhower. When a 1974 S silver dollar achieves a perfect PR-70 or MS-69 grade with ultra-cameo contrast, it becomes a trophy piece for billionaires building registry sets. These collectors compete fiercely for the highest-graded examples, often driving prices into the stratosphere for coins that were originally sold by the mint for just a few dollars. Error hunting in 1974 also reveals the off-center strike, a dramatic visual anomaly where the coin's design is shifted, leaving a crescent of blank metal. While minor shifts are common, a $1974 struck 50% off-center is a sculptural masterpiece of industrial error. Because these coins are so large, such a massive error is rare to escape the mint's quality control. A major off-center $1974 can easily fetch thousands, as it represents a total failure of the high-speed minting machinery, a physical glitch in the matrix of U.S. currency that collectors find irresistible. Another high-value target is the clipped planchet error, where the circular metal disc was cut incorrectly before being struck, resulting in a coin with a straight or curved bite taken out of it. For a $1974, a significant clip is a highly sought-after prize. Collectors look for the Blakesley effect on the opposite side of the clip to verify the coin's authenticity. A genuine, large-clip 1974 Eisenhower dollar is not just a curiosity. It is a high-value asset that proves even the most regulated government systems can produce spectacular, valuable mistakes. The term bicentennial is often associated with the 1776-1976 dual-dated coins, but the $1974 is the essential predecessor that set the stage for that historic release. Collectors often group them together because the 1974 dies were the last to feature the standard eagle on the moon reverse before it was replaced by the Liberty Bell design. Because of this, type collectors often seek the finest possible 1974 specimens to represent the end of an era. This demand creates a bottleneck in the market where the highest quality 1974 coins are snapped up by investors who view them as a more stable alternative to the volatile stock market. The billionaire potential of these coins truly comes alive when discussing specimen strikes or experimental finishes that were never meant for the public. Occasionally, pattern coins or test strikes from the mint's internal labs find their way into the hands of heirs or lucky estate sale hunters. A unique $1974 struck with an experimental finish or on an exotic metal alloy would be a discovery of the century coin, potentially reaching the $1 million mark if it could be authenticated. These are the ghost coins that keep the most seasoned treasure hunters awake at night, checking every old collection for that one impossible strike. In the final analysis, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is a titan of the hobby, proving that wealth is not always found in gold or ancient artifacts, but in the subtle nuances of modern production. If you are lucky enough to possess one of these large silver-colored giants, do not look at it as a mere dollar. Instead, view it as a lottery ticket that has already been drawn. You just need the right magnifying glass and a bit of knowledge to see if you have won. The difference between a common coin and a life-changing fortune is often just a single D, mint mark on a silver planchet, or a surface so smooth it looks like liquid light. Coin number 3. The dual-dated 1776-1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar is a monumental piece of American history that has recently become the center of a high-stakes treasure hunt, with certain specimens now commanding values that could transform a common citizen into a multimillionaire. While billions of these coins were minted to celebrate the nation's 200th birthday, the vast majority are worth only their face value, but a few hidden ghosts of the minting process possess unique characteristics that make them worth a literal king's ransom. To find these treasures, you must look beyond the surface and understand the microscopic differences that separate a standard pocket piece from a museum-quality asset that auction houses fight to represent. At the heart of this coin's design are the initials DRW, located prominently on the reverse beneath the Liberty Bell, which stands superimposed over a detailed image of the moon. These initials belong to Dennis R. Williams, the young art student who won the national competition to design the Bicentennial reverse, and they serve as the ultimate landmark for collectors searching for high-value varieties. The coin is divided into two distinct versions known as Type 1 and Type 2, which are distinguished by the thickness of the lettering on the reverse. The Type 1, struck mostly in 1975, features heavy, blocky letters, while the Type 2 used a refined, thinner font. Finding a Type 1 in an exceptionally high mint state grade is the first step toward a massive financial windfall. The true holy grail of this series, often whispered about in elite numismatic circles, is the 1976 S/No-S silver proof. This is a coin that was struck at the San Francisco Mint on a 40% silver planchet, but due to a catastrophic oversight in the die preparation process, was missing the S mint mark. Currently, only one such specimen is confirmed to exist, and its market value is estimated to be near $1 million, making it one of the most valuable modern coins in the world. It is the ultimate anomaly, a coin that technically should not exist, yet it represents the pinnacle of rarity for the Bicentennial series, proving that even a tiny missing letter can create a life-changing fortune. For those hunting in their own collections, the silver transition eras are where the most realistic chances for wealth reside. In a massive production era, some 40% silver planchets intended for collector sets were accidentally mixed into the bins for standard copper-nickel circulation, strikes at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. If you possess a 17761976 dollar that lacks the telltale copper stripe on its reeded edge and has a distinct, high-pitched ring, when gently tapped, you might be holding a silver era worth tens of thousands of dollars. These coins look almost identical to common clad dollars, but their metallic purity makes them a high-value target for every professional investor. Double die eras are another primary source of instant riches for the sharp-eyed collector of bicentennial dollars. Look closely at the words Liberty and the motto In God We Trust on the obverse. If you see a clear, distinct doubling of the letters as if they were stamped twice, you have found a major variety. The 17761976 double die obverse is highly sought after because the doubling is often visible to the naked eye, and in high grades, these coins can sell for thousands. This is not mere machine doubling, which adds no value, but a true die error where the image itself was engraved twice into the steel hub, creating a permanent and valuable mistake. The condition of the coin, known as its grade, is the invisible force that determines whether a coin is a common souvenir or a multi-million-dollar asset. Most bicentennial dollars were treated poorly, tossed into bags and jingled in pockets, which left them covered in scratches known as bag marks. However, a coin that has been preserved in a condition census state, grading MS67, MS68, or higher, is so rare that it becomes a registry set item. For a 17761976 dollar, the jump from a standard grade to a gem grade can mean the difference between $1 and $15,000, as the world's wealthiest collectors compete to own the finest known example of this iconic issue. Beyond the standard varieties, there are off-center strikes and wrong planchet errors that defy logic and command incredible premiums. Imagine a bicentennial dollar struck on a planchet intended for a quarter or a dime. Such a coin would be misshapen and smaller, but it would be a unique sculptural error worth a small fortune. Because the Eisenhower dollar was the largest coin in circulation, these dramatic errors were easily caught by the mint's quality control inspectors, making those that escaped into the public's hands extremely rare and highly prized by specialists who value the bizarre and the unique. Many people believe that because these coins were minted in the billions, they can never be truly rare, but that is exactly where the billionaire's secret lies. Most people spent these coins decades ago, and the ones that remain are usually worn out. This has created a massive scarcity of high-quality, uncirculated bicentennial dollars. If you find a roll of these dollars that has been sitting in a bank vault or an old safe since 1976, you aren't just looking at $20 in cash. You are looking at a potential gold mine of high-grade survivors that the modern market is desperate to acquire for high-end portfolios. In your search for these treasures, remember that knowledge is more valuable than the metal itself. Never clean your coins, as the original mint luster is what collectors crave most, and even a light scrubbing can destroy $1 million value in seconds. Treat every 17761976 dollar with the DRW initials and a perfect mirror-like surface as a potential winning lottery ticket. The history of the bicentennial is etched into these large silver-colored discs, And for the lucky few who find a no S proof or a silver transition error, the dream of becoming wealthy overnight is not just a fantasy, it is a tangible reality hidden in the palm of your hand.